tease. Oh! What's up? It's Kurter85. And I'm here, and I'm back. Hold on. Should I change the lighting a little bit? Okay, I feel like that's better. Maybe it's not. But I am here today for a very important reason, and it's because the long-awaited EUSEXUA has finally come out. EUSEXUA by FKA Twigs has finally come out. She's been teasing it for a while, and I've been dying. I've been really dying. It's been really hard for me. EUSEXUA was the first song I heard off of it, the single. I heard it when it came out, because I liked Magdalene and I liked her other album, but I didn't, like, repeat them. But then I heard EUSEXUA, and I knew, and I, like, kind of understood what her vibe for the next album was gonna be, and I was like, alright, I'm locked in. Was that a fart? Oh my gosh, that was a fart. So, yeah, I'm really just like, I was stoked going into this. I stayed up till 11 o'clock because it was what happened in my time. Stayed up till 11 o'clock, listened to it all the way through. And now I've sat with it for like 3 days, and this is what I think of it. This is just like what I think of it. So the title track, EUSEXUA, is mind-blowing and is incredible and is a perfect starting point for the whole album and perfectly describes what she's trying to convey, like with the whole word of EUSEXUA and what she's trying to convey with the feelings of EUSEXUA and what that means. It's a perfect song to describe all that, and I'm just like obsessed with what she's doing there. The beat switch, this album contains a ton of beat switches. It's almost like we get 22 songs because almost every song has like a midpoint where it completely changes, and it's so cool. There's a lot of like bangers on this track. The second, or I won't go into the bangers yet, but the second single to come out for this was Perfect Stranger, which also just blew my mind even further. It was definitely a lot more poppy, but I'm like totally fine with that. And I thought it was just like perfectly executed. There's the rave elements in there, and the ideas of like hookups, but not just hookups, but like how that relates to the feelings of EUSEXUA, and just like, it's just so good. It's such a like, I don't know, it's just such a banger. It's probably my most listened to one, totaling all of them. But yeah, Girl Feels Good is another one that's on there. It's a girl feels good and makes the world go round, you know, very good. It's just like a da-dun, da-dun, da-dun. A lot of, there's gonna be a lot of comparisons to Charlie XCX for this, but I think that this is just like a different type of rave. Like, it's like going to a rave where, I don't know, where everyone's on like some sort of like really hard drug, like not necessarily like crazy drugs, but just like shrooms or something. It's like a different thing, and it's so cool. Girl Feels Good kind of explores like the parts of it that are like, I don't really know actually, just like how she is looking for pleasure, I guess. It's just good. There's a lot of bangers on here, like Drums of Death is a banger with Corliss. Room of Fools is a half banger. Again, it kind of switch up. Childlike Things featuring Northwest. Striptease, absolutely incredible. Yeah, Childlike Things is really weird. It's so strange that Northwest is on there. Like, it doesn't really make any sense. Like, I don't understand. And I don't know if we'll ever get really the explanation of why she's on there or why she's singing in strictly Japanese. I guess we'll never know. But the real thing that matters is it good? And yeah, it is. It's a banger. It's a fucking banger. It's a banger and a half, if I do say so myself. Just a crazy like thumping chorus that I think some people might find annoying, but I just like really heavily mess with, and it's just like really good. Speaking of things that I don't know if people will like, is Striptease. It's her delivery on there is so strange and weird, but it's like angelic and just like incredible. And the like chorus feels like a striptease. And it's like, I don't know. I'm saying like a lot, aren't I? I do that in all my videos. But it's just one of the like sexiest and coolest songs I've heard in a while. And it works as like a sexy song. It works as like a meaningful song about how she's trying to open up and how hard it is for her and how carefully it is, or how carefully she opens up around certain people. It's really just like incredible. There's also a lot of like slower, more like almost ballad-esque songs like Sticky. Not Sticky with Sexy Red, different Sticky. um, just a very like meditative track on her, I don't know, just like the situation she gets into as a result of chasing this feeling. And then there's this crazy drop at the end that's just like noise and super like heavy and cool and would recommend. Then there's Keep It Hold It, probably the weakest on the album for me. Just there's nothing wrong with it. It's just definitely not one that's very as memorable or one that I will come back to like as much, but it still is like a solid track that is better than most of what is coming out now. But just out of the bunch, probably on the lower side for me. 24-Hour Dog is just like, wow. My favorite ballad on there. Super crazy and cool vocals. And it's like almost a story, but not really, but it's kind of like a story of her just like with this one person, just 24-hour dog. She's a 24-hour dog. She said, I'm a dog for you. Ah, 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 ah. Who's that? That one's just like a really strong one for me, and I'll listen to it every time. And it comes right after Striptease. It's a great like transition. And then there's Wanderlust. Wanderlust. Uh, yeah. It's good. It's really good. Her vocals are incredible on it, obviously. I'm not crazy about the chorus. It feels a little uninspired. It feels a little like basic. But what are you gonna do? I mean, not everything could be the most like life-changing thing like Striptease. Sometimes you gotta get a slower song. Drums of Death with Corliss is the only other feature on the album. Again, crazy that Northwest is the only like vocal feature on this album. But yeah, Drums of Death is just a solid like dance track, super fun, super cool. Super fun, super cool. Shut the fuck up. I'm just saying the most boring stuff ever, aren't I? Do y'all think that this is boring? I think it's fun. EUSEXUA was amazing. Into all. Like, just the pacing of it, it knows a great order of songs. Room of Fools, I forgot to talk about, I think. It's super, she's talking about the rave that she's in. It's a room of fools. But we're all working together to chase this feeling of EUSEXUA, which from the album and from interviews I've seen for her is just like this feeling of completeness, of like humanness, of knowing yourself, of feeling free in your own body, and it's like a peak of human existence, I think I've heard it described as. And this is great. I think there's going to be a deluxe, hopefully. We'll see. I don't know. I think she just, like, conjures up so many great vibes in this. I think all the lyrics are super tight and meaningful. Like, whenever you have this little lyrics on a whole track, you got to make them really good. And she, like, fully delivers on that. And she just, like, knows exactly what type of vibe she's trying to set up in this. And I find it, like, really admirable. I think the production on this is consistently, like, so cool. There's so many different, like, vocal chops and cool, like, things altered in her voice that, like, go crazy in headphones especially. And just, like, all of the songs on there are just, like, have an incredible finish on them. They all feel so polished and so, like, pristine and this like shiny gray color, this silver color that like is on the cover of the album is a perfect like showing of what the album is. Like this cover is not just her looking like sexy. She's like, but it's just like it represents the vibe. I don't know. It's just like so cool. So cool. And I've been listening to it on repeat. Yeah. It's been the only thing I've been listening to lately, and I'm okay with that because there's really something here for everything I like. Everything I like, everything I like. That's gonna be it for me. I just like, guys, you gotta go listen to this album. Guys, you gotta go listen to this album. She better have like a Charlie XCX level blow up because, I don't know, it's just like the EUSEXUA energy is just so cool. And I think, I just love it so much. I mean, look how cool she is. Look how, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. The song with Northwest on there, I'm a fan of. I don't care. Go have fun with it. Go listen to it. And let me know what you think. But that's going to be it for me. Sorry I was gone for a few days. I don't know why I wasn't uploading. I just didn't feel like it. Getting ready for the Oscars. So, yeah. Love y'all. Carter 85 out.